You're going to do exactly what I tell you to do.
Why?
Because I said so.
That was
Hey, what'd the man look like?
what man?
The man that told you you could get that scooter out.
Best memory at Sam's 18-19 school year? Most definitely playing in the staff student basketball game during pep rally. Hitting those 2 sweet buckets, getting that monster block, seeing my kids go nuts on the sidelines. Hands down. It's been a great school year.
Hi, my name is Kim Goldsmith. I'm a teacher at Seoul American Middle High School. I've worked here since 2017, and I'm going to miss the warm reception that all the offices on base gave to my students who were working out in the community, such as ACS, Dragon Hill Lodge, the Red Cross, and the elementary school.
Hey guys, it's Coach K. I just want to remind you to be your best. B-E-S-T. Be respectful, encourage each other, show your best, and take care of yourselves.
Hi, this is Dr. Lakeisha Hudson, and I was a school counselor at Seoul American High School from 2006 to 2017. I just wanted to send a big, warm hello to everybody. I really miss you guys, and I wish you all the best. Take care.
American Middle High School. I've only been there for a year, but it's been really fun so far. Beautiful ocean, eh? Hey, mates? Anyway, I think I should get back to enjoying my stay. See you guys back at school!
Jesse Heatland. I was at SAWS for my freshman and sophomore years, 89 to 91. I'm sad to see the school closing, but I still treasure my memories.
Hello, Yongsan community. My name is Mackenzie, and this is Charlie. I had the privilege of attending all of the Seoul American schools from 2000 until 2013. So I am super sad to see them go. But a huge shout out to all of the teachers and to all of the lifelong friends that were made in such a unique, multicultural environment. Bye. Wishing the best for everyone.
Coach Cribs and I want to say farewell to all the students that we have taught at Seoul American Elementary School, Seoul American Middle School, and Seoul American Middle High School. We want to wish you great success in the future.
We also want to leave you with a quote from Steve Prefontaine, one of the great runners to come out of the United States. He said, "To give any less than your best is to sacrifice a gift."
What are we doing today, Mr. Cribs?
You're going to do exactly what I tell you to do.
Why?
Because I said so.
That was
Hey, what did the man look like?
What man?
The man that told you you could get that scooter out?
Best memory at Sam's 18-19 school year? Most definitely playing in the staff student basketball game during pep rally. Hitting those 2 sweet buckets, getting that monster block, seeing my kids go nuts on the sidelines. Hands down. It's been a great school year.
Hi, my name is Kim Goldsmith. I'm a teacher at Seoul American Middle High School. I've worked here since 2017, and I'm going to miss the warm reception that all the offices on base gave to my students who were working out in the community, such as ACS, Dragon Hill Lodge, the Red Cross, and the elementary school.
Hey guys, it's Coach K. I just want to remind you to be your best. BEST. Be respectful, encourage each other, show your best, and take care of yourselves.
Hi, this is Dr. Lakeisha Hudson, and I was a school counselor at Seoul American High School from 2006 to 2017. I just wanted to send a big warm hello to everybody. I really miss you guys, and I wish you all the best. Take care.
Greetings from Australia, mates. My name is Mia McMillan, and I go to Seoul American Middle High School. I've only been there for a year, but it's been really fun so far. Beautiful ocean, eh? Hey, mates? Anyway, I think I should get back to enjoying my stay. See you guys back at school!
Hi, I'm Jesse Heatland. I was at SAWS for my freshman and sophomore years, 89 to 91. I'm sad to see the school closing, but I still treasure my memories of Yongsan and the good education I got at SAWS, including in music.
Hello, Yongsan community. My name is Mackenzie, and this is Charlie. I had the privilege of attending all of the Seoul American schools from 2000 until 2013. So I am super sad to see them go. But a huge shout out to all of the teachers and to all of the lifelong friends that were made in such a unique, multicultural environment. Bye. Wishing the best for everyone.
Coach Cripps and I want to say farewell to all the students that we have taught at Seoul American Elementary School, Seoul American Middle School, and Seoul American Middle High School. We want to wish you great success in the future.
We also want to leave you with a quote from Steve Prefontaine, one of the great runners to come out of the United States. He said, "To give any less than your best is to sacrifice a gift."
What are we doing today, Mr. Cripps?
You're going to do exactly what I tell you to do.
Why?
Because I said so.
That was
Hey, what did the man look like?
What man?
The man that told you you could get that scooter out.
Best memory at Sam's 18-19 school year? Most definitely playing in the staff student basketball game during pep rally. Hitting those 2 sweet buckets, getting that monster block, seeing my kids go nuts on the sidelines. Hands down. It's been a great school year.
My name is Kim Goldsmith. I'm a teacher at Seoul American Middle High School. I've worked here since 2017, and I'm going to miss the warm reception that all the offices on base gave to my students who were working out in the community, such as ACS, Dragon Hill Lodge, the Red Cross, and the elementary school.
guys, it's Coach K. I just want to remind you to be your best. BEST. Be respectful, encourage each other, show your best, and take care of yourselves.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. We're almost there. And you're gonna keep growing, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm done. Oh, that's pretty fun. Yeah, exactly. Actually, I think standing on the little thing, the stool.
Hi, this is Dr. Lakeisha Hudson, and I was a school counselor at Seoul American High School from 2006 to 2017. I just wanted to send a big warm hello to everybody. I really miss you guys, and I wish you all the best. Take care.
Look at Hannah go. Oh, she's not in her seat, so I don't know where she is. That's kind of weird. I want. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna go throw this away.
Greetings from Australia, mates. My name is Mia McMillan, and I go to Seoul American Middle High School. I've only been there for a year, but it's been really fun so far. Beautiful ocean, eh? Hey, mates? Anyway, I think I should get back to enjoying my stay. See you guys back at school.
Hi, I'm Jesse Heatland. I was at SAWS for my freshman and sophomore years, 89 to 91. I'm sad to see the school closing, but I still treasure my memories of Yongsan and the good education I got at SAWS, including in music.
Hello, Yongsan community. My name is Mackenzie, and this is Charlie. I had the privilege of attending all of the Seoul American schools from 2000 until 2013. So I am super sad to see them go. But a huge shout out to all of the teachers and to all of the lifelong friends that were made in such a unique, multicultural environment. Bye. Wishing the best for everyone.
Oh yeah, exactly. Guys are getting milkshakes and pretzels. Oh, I don't know. I think someone's gonna tell you. And you should speak. It's okay.
Coach Cribs and I want to say farewell to all the students that we have taught at Seoul American Elementary School, Seoul American Middle School, and Seoul American Middle High School. We want to wish you great success in the future.
We also want to leave you with a quote from Steve Prefontaine, one of the great runners to come out of the United States. He said, "To give any less than your best is to sacrifice a gift."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you'll have to. It'll be easier that way anyway.
What are we doing today, Mr. Cribs?
You're going to do exactly what I tell you to do.
Why?
Because I said so.
That was
Hey, what the man look like?
What man?
The man that told you you could get that scooter out.
Best memory at Sam.
It's kind of crazy seeing all these people with us all. Yeah.
My name is Mia McMillan, and I go to Seoul American Middle High School. I've only been there for a year, but it's been really fun so far. Beautiful ocean, eh? Hey, mates? Anyway, I think I should get back to enjoying my stay. See you guys back at school.
Oh, there's Haney. She's at the orchestra. She's sitting down.
I've only been there for a year. It's been really fun so far. Beautiful ocean, eh? Hey, mates? Anyway, I think I should get back to enjoying my stay. See you guys back at school.
We're doing the announcements. See, you're holding the mic. That's the microphone. If you, that's the microphone for everything. Oh, really? Yeah, we just do it in the office. Students and alumni.
Two, check. 1, 2, 하나, 둘, 셋.
Hey, mates? Anyway, I think I should get back to enjoying my stay. See you guys back at school. It's been really fun so far. Beautiful ocean, eh? Hey, mates? Here, it's been really fun so far. Beautiful ocean, eh? Hey, mates? Anyway, I think I should get back to enjoying my stay. See you guys back at school.
Yeah? Nervous? Yes. Don't be nervous. You're gonna do great. Are they gonna ring a bell and then I'm gonna speak? They're 59. Now are we giving the
There's no stand, sort of clanging from the clock in the hall, and the bells in the steeple.
Where's the I'm gonna go find him. I have a watch on him, okay?
Greetings from Australia, mates. My name is Mia McFillett, and I go to Seoul American Middle High School. I've only been there for a year. It's been really fun so far. Beautiful ocean, eh? Hey, mates? Anyway, I think I should get back to enjoying my stay. See you guys back at school.
Hi, I'm Jesse Heatland. I was at SAWS for my freshman and sophomore years, 89 to 91. I'm sad to see the school closing, but I still treasure my memories of Yongsan and the good education I got at SAWS, including in music.
Hello, Yongsan community. My name is Mackenzie, and this is Charlie. I had the privilege of attending all of the Seoul American schools from 2000 until 2013. So I am super sad to see them go. But a huge shout out to all of the teachers and to all of the lifelong friends that were made in such a unique, multicultural environment. Bye. Wishing the best for everyone.
Coach Cribbs and I want to say farewell to all the students that we have taught at Seoul American Elementary School, Seoul American Middle School, and Seoul American Middle High School. We want to wish you great success in the future.
We also want to leave you with a quote from Steve Prefontaine, one of the great runners to come out of the United States. He said, "To give any less than your best is to sacrifice a gift."
So I have to say something along the lines.
What are we doing today, Mr. Cribs?
You're going to do exactly what I tell you to do.
Why?
Because I said so.
That was
Hey, what did the man look like?
what man?
The man that told you you could get that scooter out.
Best memory at Sam's 18-19 school year? Most definitely playing in the staff student basketball game during pep rally. Hitting those two sweet buckets, getting that monster block, seeing my kids go nuts on the sidelines. Hands down. It's been a great school year.
Hi, my name is Kim Goldsmith. I'm a teacher at Seoul American Middle High School. I've worked here since 2017, and I'm going to miss the warm reception that all the offices on base gave to my students who were working out in the community, such as ACS, Dragon Hill Lodge, the Red Cross, and the elementary school.
It's almost showtime.
To the side. I'm gonna walk behind you. Yeah. And Mr. Williams is gonna give me a cue, and then I'm gonna start talking. We should start very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated as the program is about to begin. I don't know, I think so. Right now? Please find your seats, ladies and gentlemen. What? Okay. For military purposes, today's ceremony is held indoors with outdoor protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated as the program is about to begin.
Just tell me now when. Are your parents here? I think so. Awesome. Yep, they are. To start today's program, two students from Seoul American Elementary School, two students representing the middle school population at Seoul American Middle High School, and two students representing the high school population at Seoul American Middle High School will each ring a traditional Korean bell from the grounds of our own elementary school, one time. Each ringing of the bell represents a decade and the six tolls collectively representing our 60 years of school heritage. At this time, please direct your attention to the middle of the gym, and please help me welcome Annie Lane, Faith Perrin, Matthew Wan, Charlotte Chu, Phoebe Rodriguez, and Zach Johnson as they open today's ceremony by ringing the ceremonial bell.
Good morning, distinguished guests, staff, students, and alumni of Seoul Complex Schools.
We welcome you and are honored that you can be a part of this closing ceremony as we commemorate the rich 60-year legacy of Seoul American Elementary School, Seoul American Middle School, Seoul American High School, and Seoul American Middle High School. Literally thousands of students have gotten their start and grown as citizens thanks to what they have learned in these hallowed hallways. While our schools may be closing, the positive effects that took root here will live on for decades to come. We will touch on some of those heartfelt memories this morning as we smile, laugh, shed a tear or two, pay homage to our schools, and share a little bit of trivia.
Seoul American High School opened with a dedication ceremony on September 8th, 1959. The first graduating class had 19 students.
Coincidentally, the very first commencement ceremony was held June 3rd, 1960, exactly 59 years ago today. Until 1967, students who lived on other bases in Korea attended school in Seoul and lived in dorms on campus. They would return home for the weekends and holidays.
This year's graduating class is the smallest since John F. Kennedy was president. Some 5,900 students have graduated from here from the last 6 decades.
Our school has been privileged over the years to play host to many VIPs and celebrities, to include author Pearl S. Buck, actor Raymond Burr, musician Lionel Hampton, and football coach Lou Holtz.
Actress Susan Blakely attended our school during her freshman and sophomore years when she was a cheerleader.
The original SAWS building was used from 1959 to 1982, when the current building was completed. That building then became home to ACS until it burned down in 1996. Retiring math teacher Miss Lisa Park is the last faculty member remaining who actually taught in the old school building. Go, Miss Park!
While it might seem strange that the mascot for a school on an army post would be a falcon, the reason for this can be found in the very first 1960 yearbook. The Sanyangse, or the hunting bird, is the Korean brother to the falcon, chosen by SAWS students to embody their ideals of skill from practice, discipline through education, and steadfastness of purpose.
And now, here are some things that you might not have known about Seoul American Elementary School. On November 3rd, 1947, the first dependent school was established at Youngsung. The student body began at 99 and rose to 150 by June. The next year enrollment rose to 320. The school was closed due to the Korean War. In August 1959, the school was dedicated and their doors have been open ever since.
Our current school building was opened on September 6, 1984. The new facility housed about 700 students that year. During peak years, the largest number of students enrolled was 1,189. The final school year, we are ending with an enrollment of 348 students.
The dolphin was selected as our mascot. During the 1989 to 1990 school year, the students voted to name the Dolphin school mascot McDiver. McDiver had a column in the school newspaper, and students could submit questions, and McDiver would offer advice.
Please enjoy the ceremony, and again, thank you for honoring our schools with your presence and sharing this special day with us.
At this time, please stand and remain standing for the posting of the colors by the Seoul American Middle High School JROTC Color Guard, the Pledge of Allegiance led by Seoul American Elementary School students, and the Korean and American national anthems performed by the Seoul American Middle High School Symphony Orchestra.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. 3, 2, 1, begin. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Biographies of all speakers are in our program today. Please refer to the program to learn more about each person who will be giving remarks today. At this time, please help me welcome Dr. Judith Allen, the Superintendent of Schools, Dodea Pacific West, for the welcome address and introduction of distinguished visitors and guests, followed by a performance from our very own Seoul American Elementary School kindergarten and first grade classes.
Good morning. Good morning. It's wonderful to see such a crowd here today, and it's such a pleasure to be here to welcome all of you for the long-awaited, some thought would never happen, closing of the Seoul schools. We leave a legacy behind of 60 years of providing for military students whose footsteps came through our doors on many, many occasions. They were provided dedicated service by the many principals, teachers, and staff that occupied Seoul American Elementary, otherwise known as SAYS, Seoul American Middle School, otherwise known as SAMS, and Seoul American High School that is now Seoul American Middle High School. Those dedicated teachers have spent hours working with students, and we hold them close to our memories as we say goodbye and close the doors to our wonderful schools. We also want to appreciate and say thank you to the military partners that we have had through these many years. They've stood by us and supported us in all of our initiatives, and we've had wonderful partnership with all of our military members of our communities, and we are so appreciative of that. All of us here have been touched in some way by these schools. I've been one of the fortunate ones to have been in the leadership role for the what was known Dodds Korea, now the Pacific West District, for the past 8 years. It's been a true honor and a true delight to be part of this wonderful system. And it's also my honor this morning to introduce and also recommend the wonderful people that are here to join us as our distinguished guests. The United Nations Command, Combined Forces, and USFK staff, Lieutenant General Bills and the 8th Army staff. Lieutenant Bills, would you stand please, sir? Lieutenant General Bills. Mr. Brady, our Dodea Director. Dr. Curtis, Dodea Principal Deputy Director. Those folks arrived at Incheon yesterday afternoon about 5 o'clock, so we're really happy to have them here. Ms. Rapp, Pacific Region Director. Colonel Washington and the Garrison staff. The Dodea Pacific West District Office. Yongsan and Seoul government representatives. The Seoul Military Community faculty, staff, students, families, distinguished guests, and to our alumni and all of those who are watching from home or deployed around the world, welcome.
adieu, adieu, to year and year and year.
So long, farewell, I'll later say goodbye. I'd like to stay and drink some red Kool-Aid. So long, farewell, I'll later say goodbye. I leave and heave a sigh and say goodbye, I'm glad to go, I cannot tell a lie. I flit, I float, I flee, flee, I fly. The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, Wow, let's give the Seoul American Elementary School kindergarten and first grade classes another round of applause.
And please help me welcome the following students to the podium to share some of their favorite memories of their time in Seoul. Tim Stewart, Adeline Kim, Willie Brooks, Christopher Ryu, Charlotte Jordan, and Hannah Rowe to share some of their favorite memories of being a student here in the Seoul schools and Seoul community.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tim Stewart. My favorite memory here from all my years in Yongsan would have to be the countless hours I spent just playing and being a kid around base. I have always had a spot for adventuring and action in my heart, and the friends I've made as I've entered middle school supported that. I remember playing tag during recess in middle school, and as I grew older and gained more responsibilities and freedoms, I started playing after school as well. On or off the playground, my friends and I would always find a way to have a good time. Exploring various places around base only further solidified Yongsan's impact on my life and increased my understanding of it. From skating the dark streets of Main Post at night to playing on the elementary school playground right after school, these times of me just letting loose and being a kid will always be my favorite. I remember back then when adults would tell me to cherish the limited time I had in childhood, and like every other kid, I simply ignored them and went on my merry way. Now, looking back, I see how much truth was in those words and how naive I was. This, however, is time that no one can turn back. So at this point, I've chosen to look back on the past, fondly remembering and learning from it, and to look forward to the future with my head up. Even though the buildings of Seoul American are closing, the spirit and the memories of it live on in the people who once walked the halls. We are now the legacy, and it is up to us to pass it on forever. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Adeline Kim, and I'm a 7th grader here at Seoul American Middle High School. I attended the Seoul American schools my whole life from kindergarten through 7th grade, and I had no doubt that I'd be graduating from Seoul American High School as the class of 2024. I have so many precious memories from the elementary school years, and one of those unforgettable memories was when Seoul American Elementary School was recognized as the Blue Ribbon School in 2016 and 2017. At that time, I was the vice president of the school, and so I was able to raise the Blue Ribbon flag and ring the bell, which rang 6 times this morning. And I remember seeing Dr. Curtis, Miss Rapp, and Dr. Allen all giving speeches and sitting in the front row. I will never forget how proud I was of my school and our achievement, and of my teachers, fellow students, and myself for achieving this honorable recognition of excellence. As a student of the schools, I have always imagined myself being a senior and walking down the graduation ceremonies, and it's really saddening that I will never make it to graduation here, but I know that I have a lot of wonderful friends and memories that I've made in Yongsan, and they'll always have a place in my heart. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Willie Brooks. I have been a student at Seoul American Elementary School since kindergarten, and now I'm in 3rd grade. Seoul American Elementary School is great because of the good students, good teachers, and good administrators. My favorite memories of SAES includes activities in the computer lab, recess, math activities, music class, and PE. I love technology, and we were able to go to the computer lab or use computers in our classroom to learn. Math has many cool things to learn, like time, measurement, and multiplication with cool tools like rulers and digital clocks. Recess have been so fun because I get to make friends, play soccer, play games, run and slide. I love the recorder karate and music. I made it to brown belt. Coach Mendo taught us lots of fun games and PE. When the school year ends, I'll miss all my friends very much. I'll miss all of the teachers. They have been very good to me. If I have one wish for everyone, I want them to keep reading and make SAES proud.
Hello, my name is Christopher Ryu, and I've been attending school in Yongsan for 3 years. When I first moved here in 6th grade, I was shy, afraid, and not yet used to life in Seoul. Now, as an 8th grader, I know for a fact that out of the 8 schools I've attended so far, Seoul American Middle School and Seoul American Middle High School will always have an important place down memory lane. Out of the many fond memories I've made here in Yongsan, I think the one that stood out the most was starting soccer for the very first time the summer before 7th grade. As I look back, all I can remember is nervously walking up the stairs to the YS field, where I would spend the next 2 years of my life dribbling, shooting, socializing, and playing. Since then, this school and this community have helped me grow both as a person and as a player, and for that I am truly grateful. I think everyone here has a unique talent or ability that this wonderful community has helped them discover. Communities like these are hard to come by, and being stationed at Yongsan has been a real blessing. Though the closing of the space is a melancholy event, there are reasons to have hope. This is because while this ceremony signifies the end of an era, it also represents the beginning of a new one. For me, it would be taking what I learned here in Seoul and using it to write a new chapter for my athletic and academic careers. For others, it could mean new jobs, new homes, new friends, new hobbies, and new lives. In conclusion, author C. Joy Bell C. once wrote, "Ends are not bad things, they just mean that something else is about to begin." I think this applies to all of us here today as we transition from this community in Yongsan to wherever life takes us next. Thank you.
Good morning,
distinguished guests, students, and staff. My name is Charlotte Jordan, and I am a 3rd grader in Miss On's class. I came to SACE as a 2nd grader in Miss Lynn Rowe's class. Seoul American Elementary School is splendiferous because of the wonderful teachers and terrific kids. Since I have been here, I have learned math facts, how to write in cursive, division, and fractions. I have expanded my repertoire of abilities to include drawing people, playing the recorder, and mastering volleyball. One of my favorite memories in Seoul is starting 3rd grade and not having anyone to play with during recess. Narumi and Madison came to play with me, and now they are my BFFs. We had a gold dolphin party to celebrate our good citizenship. We had a math fact challenge to know our facts under 30 seconds. We had a pet crayfish and learned they eat each other and fight over space. We had a Pringles challenge. This was hard. My team came very close to completing the circle 7 times, but it kept collapsing. With our growth mindset, we kept trying. I really loved the invention convention. My invention was a long pole to turn off the lights without getting up from your seat. My friend Liliana won 1st place. When the school year ends, I hope the building will stay so I can keep my memories fresh. I will miss my teachers and my friends very much. If I had one wish for everyone, I want them to remember how great SACE was.
Hi. So, if someone asked me what I will miss most about this space, I'd probably hesitate, and then I'd just tell them that I'm gonna miss the strawberry smoothies and the pretzels at the Dragon Deli, like way over there. And if you know me, you know I eat those like every day for lunch. But let me tell you, this space is so much more than a place to just satisfy my appetite. From the day I was born at the 1-to-1 hospital, Yongsan has been my home. After I was born, I spent most of my days at the daycare on base. One pouring evening, I realized that I left my doll at CDC, and I made my dad go and get it back because I refused to sleep without it. Then I graduated from CDC wearing a doll-sized cap and gown, and I was waiting to get out of it. It was scratchy and uncomfortable. And then I remembered when I got to invite my entire kindergarten class to celebrate my birthday at the Yongsan Lanes, where I had a personalized princess cake from the commissary. And every fall, I dressed up in my hanbok for our Chuseok party at school, an elementary school tradition. And the outdoor pool is where I spend my elementary summers, waking up at 5 a.m. for swim team practices, just to get into the freezing cold water with dead bugs floating on top. And today, I still find myself reliving my moments from elementary school. The last classroom my mom is teaching in this year was actually my 1st grade classroom too. The friends I've met in elementary school seem to find their way back to home base, and I even get to graduate with some of them next school year. These days, when I walk from school back to my mom's classroom, I pass the middle school that's now closed, and I think of all the bittersweet times I spent there. And most days I can visualize myself running to the snack shack during nutrition break to get pizza rolls. Now I find myself up here at Falcon Gym, where I had my first high school pep rally. Well, pretty much high school anything. My first tennis match was held on the courts behind Burke Towers, and the locker I'm using right now, I've had that since freshman year, so I didn't have to learn a new combo. Even my orchestra locker too. You know, that saves you a lot of time. At SAWS, I have so many great stories to tell, both in the classrooms with my loving teachers and out of the classrooms with my special friends. Yongsan is the place I learned respect, humility, and kindness. It holds my entire life, and I have been so lucky to have spent it all here. I'm really gonna miss the times I've spent and the people I've met here, and I can probably tell you a lot more stories about every single place on this space. But for now, don't be surprised if you find me at the Dragon Deli ordering a strawberry smoothie and a pretzel. Thank you. And at this time, please help me welcome Mr. Tom Brady, the Director of the Department of Defense Education Activity.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tom Brady, and I have the honor of being here today. And I bring you greetings from all Dodeans all around the world. What a great day, and I've really been struck so far. I think we need another round of applause for all the student reminiscence and the K1 of the kindergarten first grade chorus. Wonderful. So today, there's three things I think are important. Number one is you've already done it so remarkably well, but to recognize the past and to recognize the legacy that the Seoul Elementary, Middle, and High School have left on the Korean Peninsula for the last 60 years. Since I'm one of the few people in this auditorium who was alive in 1959, and I'm a history teacher at heart, I just think we remind you of some things to put it in perspective. Gasoline was 25 cents a gallon. Alaska and Hawaii had just joined the Union. People were humming Battle of New Orleans by Johnny Horton as the #1 song, and people were lined up on post to see Ben-Hur, which was the picture of the year. So there's 4 people who remember that. But there's other things that we have to remember too. The first classes that opened were Quonset huts by the Army Community Service. And they were heated by Army furnaces, smelly diesel fuel. Teachers had to get jerry cans and bring them into the Quonset huts early and prime them and start them and hope that it would be warm enough for the children during the day. So that's where we start this legacy. And look how far it's gotten us. Irene Lee was a teacher here for so many years. She began a tradition of preparing cookies for soldiers on the DMZ at Christmas and did that every day until year 2013 when she retired. So hundreds, thousands of students have passed through this and all have left an indelible mark. The teachers and the staff have made a remarkable contribution on those students who have went on to great success. I'll quote Tom Purtis, who was the superintendent here from 1950 to 1973. He put it this way: "We are blessed with having fine staffs in our small schools. They endured many hardships, but they persevered. Togetherness made it possible. We had problems, but teamwork solved them all." I think you see that today, and it's going to carry on. So we admire the legacy of the Seoul schools, Seoul American High, Middle, and Elementary, but we need to celebrate the present as well. Many of you will go down to Camp Humphreys, which is a remarkable place, which has changed dramatically in the last 10 years. It is welcoming you. It's going to be a brand new adventure, as one of the students said, and a great opportunity for you. And for those who aren't going and are going to the international schools, I want to thank Lieutenant General Bills and his staff for working so closely with DODEA to make sure that all students and parents are taken care of as the Seoul schools close. So I thank that. And this is not an easy undertaking. So again, my hats are off to the faculty, the staff, the leaders here, particularly Tiffany Wendell and Willie Williams, who put such a remarkable program together. But under the leadership of Lois Rapp and Judy Allen and Jeff Arrington. So again, thank you to the teachers and the faculty here. I wish the best of luck to students and families, and know that you have our commitment to make sure that we take care of you in the best possible way. Thank you all very much.
Mr. Brady, thank you for your remarks. Please accept this small token of our appreciation as a reminder of this ceremony today.
At this time, please help me welcome the Seoul American Elementary School 2nd through 5th grade classes.
ticket for the long way round. I got my memories for the way, and I sure would like some sweet company. And I'm leaving tomorrow, what do you say? When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair, you're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone, when I'm gone, when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk, you're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I got my ticket for the long way round, the one with the prettiest of views. It's got mountains, it's got rivers, it's got sights that give you shivers, but it sure would be prettier with you. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair, you're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone, when I'm gone, when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk, you're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I got my ticket for the long way round. I got my memories for the way, and I sure would like some sweet company. And I'm leaving tomorrow, what do you say? When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair, you're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone, when I'm gone, when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk, you're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I got my ticket for the long way round, the one with the prettiest of views. It's got mountains, it's got rivers, it's got sights that give you shivers, but it sure would be prettier with you. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair, you're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone, when I'm gone, when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk, you're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Elementary School's 2nd through 5th grade classes, another round of applause. Congratulations on a great performance. At this time, please help me welcome current and former staff members of the Seoul schools who will share some of their favorite memories of Seoul.
Please welcome Miss Linda Lawrence, 5th grade, who will be retiring this year after 31 years of service. Miss Jeanette Rowe, a 2nd grade teacher with 13 years of service, both teachers from Seoul American Elementary School, and additionally from Seoul American Middle High School, Mr. James Matson, teacher who joined Dodea this school year, and Mr. Eddie Rossi, teacher who joined Dodea last year, and Mr. Charles Woodruff, our school librarian, who will be retiring this year after 20 years of service to Dodea.
Good morning. Like Tim said, my name is James Madsen. I currently teach Korean and Social Studies here at Seoul American High School. This is my first year here as a teacher, but my connection to this school actually started back in 2003. I was a Sam's Bulldog from 03 to 05, and I was a Saws Falcon from 05 to 07. So it really is a blessing to have the opportunity to come back and teach here, this school where I attended and where my older brother graduated. Let me share just a few specific memories that highlight my time here and that I think represent what I think is great about this school. I remember taking Taekwondo and Hapkido classes in the wrestling room right over there as an uncoordinated, awkward middle schooler. I was definitely into learning how to punch and kick more powerfully and accurately, but I'm glad none of you here were there to witness me try and land a forward jump and roll, because it wasn't pretty. I didn't realize it then, but I learned a lot about self-discipline through those classes. The school really is unique when you think about how many schools around the world offer Taekwondo and Hapkido as PE alternatives. What a cool legacy that way. I was also fortunate as a sophomore to have the opportunity to attend a Far East Model United Nations event. It was held over in what is now the Thai restaurant at the Embassy Club. I spent a couple days there writing resolutions, presenting arguments, listening to students from all over the Pacific, and that experience helped fuel my passion for the social studies. So it definitely is part of the reason why I'm here today. I'll never forget the Far East Boys Basketball Championship game held here in this gym in 2007. I stood right over there. For those of you who have seen me play basketball, you know I was standing watching, not playing. We were playing the boys from Kubasaki. We'd built up a first half lead, and it looked like Seoul American was going to take yet another championship trophy. But then Kubasaki mounted a comeback, and the game turned into a battle. The atmosphere in this gym was incredible. Hundreds of students, parents, fans, community members, all of us cheering on the Falcon basketball team. We ended up losing the game, but what I remember most is the energy in this gym. Seoul American has been the center of an incredible community for decades. To me, this school is a symbol of what can happen when diverse individuals come together by working and learning. I saw the energy that can create when I was a kid here in 2007, and I saw it this year when I coached the boys' soccer team. I got to be a part of a team that learned the value of setting challenging goals and working hard to accomplish those goals, even when you struggle and fail sometimes along the way. The value of relationships built on interacting, preferably face-to-face rather than through a phone. And the value of relationships, again, what those can do to strengthen you through your life. Also the value of contributing to something greater than yourself, thinking about something bigger than just you. The Seoul American schools are closing, it's true. So I think our mission is to take the lessons that we learned here, take this legacy with us wherever we go next, so that 60 years of working, learning, succeeding and failing, improving and helping will not go wasted in a world that I think needs a little more of what happened here. Thank you.
This year, the Oscar Award for the Best Motion Educational Arena goes to the Seoul American Complex. This is the arena where dolphins, bulldogs, and falcons soar. I will cherish all the memories and highlights of watching my Lawrence's Lions come to life on stage through our annual I Have a Dream tribute to Dr. King, where students learn that their dreams also have power. On this very stage, this very school, my son attended as a 7th grader. He was also a product of Dodea schools. A few months ago, he had the opportunity to return here and to speak to avid students, which is near and dear to his heart. And he learned from Dodea to reach back and give back. I have some other great memories of the 1-mile races held on this post. I never won any of them. My faith community, who continues to inspire me, my wonderful colleagues, my dear colleagues, my awesome staff, friends, and our admin, Ms. Weddle, Ms. Matlock, Mr. Romero, and our leader, Dr. Allen. I'm talking about people who never made you feel that you needed an appointment to talk to them. No crisis was too big or too small. And most importantly, the crown that I'm wearing today, this crown symbolizes the pride that I feel from retiring from an A+ school system. I can leave this school system knowing that as an educator, I've instilled humanity, compassion, diversity, and the power of excellence in all the students that have walked through my door. And for that memory, and to this Seoul complex, I say thank you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eddie Razi, and as mentioned, I graduated here in 2003, along with my brother who graduated here in 2005. Attending Kinzer Elementary School in Okinawa, Japan, I remember clearly the day that we got a phone call. My father was informed that after having left Camp Hialeah and moving to Okinawa, we were going back to Korea, but this time to Seoul. I was to be a dolphin and no longer a manatee. My first day of school at Seoul Elementary saw me wear a bright green suit, as any doting mother would conceive to be a good idea, hair combed over, and the assistant principal joyfully exclaiming to the class that we were about to meet the most handsome boy in the world. It couldn't have gone better. The faces in that class would make up a majority of the same people that I would graduate with from Seoul American High School in this gym in 2003, some of whom are here today. But it's not the walls, courtyards, fields, and gyms that have left an indelible mark upon me as an educator, father of 2 dolphins, and husband. No, it was the individuals, the teachers with life lessons that made up a majority of those memories. Teachers who have helped guide me on the wrestling mat in the middle of this gym, teachers who would stay up until 1 a.m. so I could get my Far East music submission completed, teachers who would take my calls from Washington State because I was incredibly homesick and I didn't know what to do without another pack of Shin Ramyun, teachers who now have buildings named after them outside, those who have awards that you students here at Seoul American now earn as scholar athletes, and those individuals that find their names still rife within conversations between my friends and those that have graduated from here to this day. It is surreal that I'm standing here as a Seoul American teacher and able to speak at this event, and I would be lying if I didn't mention the connotation of melancholy that lies within the words, "I'm speaking to you." But when thinking of walking the stage as a graduate in this gym, helping to win Far East banners for the school, and now getting to soon watch some of the most inspirational young men and women I've come to know walk the same stage as graduates, I tell you that you should never forget that even though the doors may close for good, we are a Falcon family, and that, my friends, will always be your home, no matter where you are. Fly, Falcons, fly, on to victory.
Good morning. My name is Jeanette Rowe, and I'm a 2nd grade teacher at Seoul American Elementary School. I'm up here today to share with you my experience both as a student and an educator. My family has a long history in this community. My mother attended the Seoul American High School and was later a nurse at 121 where I was born. My brother and I were both fortunate to attend the Seoul Complex schools. My brother attended Seoul American Middle High School while I attended Seoul American Elementary School. The positive experience I had with my teachers and friends here at SAES led me to become a teacher, and a teacher at SAES no less. I chose to become a DODS teacher because the beauty of the Dodea schools is that even though we are a community of diverse cultures, all students are accepted equally and celebrated for their unique differences. The deep-rooted trust I have in this school and in Dodea is why my child attends Seoul American Elementary School. Even though our schools are closing, the legacy of Seoul American Elementary, Middle, and High School will live on in the hearts and minds of all those who have been blessed to be a part of this community. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Charles Woodruff, the librarian at Seoul American Middle High School. I love Seoul American Middle High School. Those 7 words inadequately convey my feelings for this school. That being said, how does one say farewell to an institution that's played such a vital role in the lives of literally thousands of individuals for some 70 years? In short, you can't. Words alone cannot adequately convey the myriad of emotions the closure this institution is evoking among so many people: joy, sadness, pride, sorrow, and more. Seoul American elementary, middle, and high schools have been a focal point for training, educating, and inspiring young minds for 60 years. The schools did that and did it well. Personally, it gave me so much more than mere employment and a second career after I retired from the Army. It provided me with a lifetime of great friends, inspirational moments, incomparable memories, and yes, an education as well. It also provided my 2 sons and 1 daughter-in-law with an educational foundation from which they have built upon and made them the successful citizens they are today. Love you. SAAS and Seoul American Middle High School spirit and pride. I feel honored to have had the opportunity to be included in a school that had that and had plenty of both. Our students and staff come from diverse backgrounds, and once they leave here, they scatter to the 4 corners of the earth. They have carried that pride and spirit with them wherever they go, and is evident by the number of people who came here this morning for the final goodbye. I'm so proud of all of you. Falcon Pride is not an empty slogan to us. I think of the teachers, administrators, and support staff who have made this school what it is and were instrumental in making our students the successes they have become. They came from all walks of life, way too many to name here, but they live on the hearts of all they touched. Their legacy will continue in ways none of us can even imagine. Several years ago, a SAAS alumnus was the commencement speaker for one of the graduations here. Most commencement speeches are forgotten about 5 minutes after they are uttered, but one statement he made struck a chord with me. I will paraphrase it here. Seoul American Middle High School is not going away. It was never just a building. The original SAAS building burned more than 20 years ago. SAAS lived on. The current structures will be empty in a few more days, never again to witness the life and energy of young, vibrant students with their futures and all that holds ahead of them. These buildings are part of every person ever associated with it, but they are just that, buildings. SAAS lives on. It and its fellow Seoul complex schools are so much more than physical structures. As long as one Seoul American School alumnus lives, the Seoul schools will continue to not only live on, but thrive through the lives it touched and inspired. The school is going away, the building's going away, I'm going away, but Falcon Pride will never go away.
Thank you for sharing your stories with us. They, like our schools, will leave a lasting impact on our lives.
At this time, please help me welcome Lieutenant General Michael Bills, Commanding General of the 8th Army and Chief of Staff for the Combined Forces Command.
Hey, another round of applause for these great teachers in this phenomenal student body. Annyeonghaseyo, good morning, and welcome friends, families, faculty, and former students. Thank you for coming out today, not to focus on the closure of Seoul School Complex, but on the excellence in education it has represented. I'd like to recognize a number of distinguished guests: Mr. Tom Brady, Lois Rapp, Judith Allen, Mr. Kim Song-ya, Director of PTP, New Seoul Chapter, Ms. Lee Young-ha, Director of PTP New Seoul Chapter, Mr. Ben He, Chairman of the Korean Foreigners Friendship Cultural Society, Mr. Lim Sung-won, President of the PTP New Seoul Chapter, Mr. Lee Wong-hak, Director of PTP New Seoul Chapter, and Mr. An Kang-ho, Director of PTP New Seoul Chapter. As the 8th Army Commanding General, one of my top priorities is the welfare of families and our soldiers. Yongsan Garrison has been an assignment of choice for decades, not only because of location and facilities, but the community. The Department of Defense Education Activity Schools on this garrison have been part of the Yongsan community and part of a fundamental aspect of the American military experience in Korea for the past 60 years. The importance of the Department of Defense schools to 8th Army is immeasurable. Every child crossing the threshold of these facilities symbolizes the pact the Army makes with our soldiers and families. This would not be possible without the selfless dedication of our educators. Your professionalism and care of our children allows us to serve knowing our children are well educated. Although we are shutting the doors on these facilities, the school's legacy will live on in the enduring ROC-US Alliance and in the hearts and schools graduates who live across the world in 30 foreign countries, 48 U.S. states, the District of Columbia, and 4 U.S. territories. Today, we celebrate that legacy and reflect with pride on the experiences and achievements of students and faculty at the Seoul American Elementary, Middle, and High Schools. Thank you again for joining me in commemorating this moment. Please, another round of applause for these students and the teachers.
Lieutenant General Bills, thank you for your remarks, sir, and for your unending support of our schools. Please accept this small token of appreciation on this special day.
Please give Lieutenant General Bills another round of applause. And also help me welcome Ms. Lois Rapp, the Director for Student Excellence for Dodea Pacific.
Haseo, welcome. Glad to see so many faces here to celebrate this monumentous occasion. It is my privilege to share some of the rich history of our schools. Seoul American High School, as we've heard mentioned, opened in 1959, started out with only about 150 students. First class graduating in 1960. Classrooms at that time were Quonset huts, all located across from the main Army Community Center building. In fact, high school students from Daegu, Busan, and Chinhae were boarded here in Seoul because they didn't have a high school in their location until 1967. Construction on the new high school began in 1981 and was completed in the fall of 1982. The building has certainly served us well. Seoul American Elementary School also opened in 1959 with books, furniture, and even some of the teachers having to come from mainland Japan. Since its humble beginnings, Seoul American Elementary School student population has varied over the years, but frequently would exceed 1,200 students. The majority, or about 60% of the Seoul American Elementary School families have at least one family member serving in the U.S. Army. Seoul American Middle School began welcoming students for the 2000-2001 school year. Like the high school, its campus was a historic blend of old and new buildings, from newly constructed classrooms to renovated post-war, again, Quonset huts, acquired by Dodea from the U.S. Army to accommodate our academic mission. One of the things that I think always has impressed me for our young people here at Seoul, starting from the very beginning, even to today, is you have raised the bar high for excellence. Many schools across the Pacific look at Seoul to say, we want to do what they're doing there. So I thank you for all of that work. So after 60 years of dedicated service to our children of our military-connected families, I am proud to say, job well done. To all of our educators and staff who have been a part of the Seoul legacy. I'm excited and proud to say that I will be a part of our final graduation ceremony coming up this week. and it's truly a privilege to be here to experience this with you. Thank you.
Ms. Rapp, we also thank you for your service and support of our schools. We also offer you this token of gratitude. Thank you for your words of wisdom and encouragement.
Now please give it up for the Seoul American Middle High School Symphony Orchestra as they perform as Shokin Farewell.
Let's have another round of applause for the Seoul American Middle High School Symphony Orchestra. At this time, please help me welcome our very own Garrison Commander, Colonel Monica P. Washington, the Garrison Commander of USAG Yongsan and Casey.
Mr. Brady, Lieutenant General Bills, ladies and gentlemen, proud students and viewers on social media around the world, I want to sincerely welcome you to the United States Army Garrison Yongsan. If this is your first time here, or if you are returning to the Garrison, thank you for being here on this very special day. I am the latest in a long line of proud Garrison commanders who have thoroughly enjoyed supporting and facilitating the Seoul American School Complex. It has been a remarkable partnership between the Garrison and the schools over the last 60 years. From the Child and Youth Services, the Garrison Library, outdoor recreation, multiple sports fields, to our invaluable tenant organizations such as AAFES, DECA, American Red Cross, the Dragon Hill Lodge, the Brian Allgood Army Community Hospital, there is not one directorate on my staff or supporting organization that did not touch the lives of these students and faculty members in some way each and every day. That partnership between the Garrison and the schools was always present and steadfast. The service to the school system by the entire Garrison provided years of strong and successful student support so that soldiers and civilian parents could focus wholeheartedly on their military mission, duties, and tasks in support to United States and Republic of Korea alliance. The Garrison partnered with the schools in many important ways, such as the installation in school advisory councils and through many other special events. It has been some of my fondest memories, as well as my Command Sergeant Major and Deputy Garrison Commanders, that we've had the chance to interact with the students and staffs of the Seoul American School Complex. During the last 17 years, and especially in the last 3 years, U.S. Army Garrison Yongsan has been the center of one of the largest peacetime transformation and relocation processes in the history of the United States Army. Through that transformation, the Seoul American School Complex has never wavered in their mission to educate our children and young adults, and we could not be more grateful to their contributions to this garrison and to the community. Finally, a special thank you to the Seoul American School Complex Closure Committee. I know how hard you work to make this important ceremony possible. To the marvelous Seoul American Middle High School JROTC Color Guard and our students' musical performance, you have made this historical event that much more memorable. And lastly, I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Willie Williams and Ms. Tiffany Weddle, our principals, and our school liaison officer, Ms. Jamie Williams, for your leadership and dedication to this important event. Thank you so much, and Yongsan ready, Casey Strong.
Thank you, Colonel Washington, for your kind words for our school. We are greatly appreciative of your unending support. Please take this token of appreciation and let it remind you of our daily partnership.
Now please help me welcome Ms. Tiffany Weddle, Principal of Seoul American Elementary School, and Mr. Willie Williams, Principal of Seoul American Middle High School, to the stage for acknowledgement of current and former staff and students and their closing remarks.
Miss Weddle, I have the step stool over here. Do you need it?
Well, I did wear heels today. Good morning. I'm Tiffany Weddle, principal at Seoul American Elementary School.
And I'm Willie Williams, principal, Seoul American Middle High School. And at this time, we'd like to take a moment to recognize our very best, our students, faculty, and staff.
If you are a current or former student, staff, or administrator of any of the Seoul schools, please stand.
Please remain standing. All students, stand. Please stand. All students. There you go.
Current or former.
Throughout its proud 6-decade history, the Seoul schools have had hundreds of dedicated teachers and staff, and the school complex has produced nearly 5,900 high school graduates. The Seoul American School Complex closes this year with a proud legacy after celebrating 60 years of educating military-connected children.
These individuals exude the excellence in education everywhere, every day, that DODEA expects from all of its stakeholders. Let's give a big round of applause to acknowledge the storied history and legacy that each of these people have provided to the schools and community. You all may be seated. Thank you all again for coming today and for the outpouring support of our schools and community. We could never have imagined the amount of dedication and work required to pull this ceremony off and to make school a success every day.
We would like to especially thank the Seoul School Complex Closure Committee for their hard work and dedication to making today's ceremony a reality. Could we please give them a big round of applause?
You know, Mr. Williams, one of the hardest things we have to do in life is say goodbye.
So today, we want to help you say goodbye. And we want you to know it's okay to hurt, and it's okay to cry, and it's okay to laugh. Goodbye to our school. Goodbye to our community. Goodbye to our homes. Goodbye. Right now, we'd like to ask all students and staff to turn to the people around them and say goodbye.
Thank you. You know, Mr. Williams, I've been here for 2 years, and you've been here 4. Could you have imagined that when you got here 4 years ago, that your simple hello would end with such an ornate goodbye? All of these good people have gathered to help us say goodbye and to celebrate our great schools.
It is wonderful, isn't it, Miss Weddle? I could have never imagined that saying goodbye would be this difficult. I believe Winnie the Pooh and Charlie Brown said it best. Winnie the Pooh says, "How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard." And Charlie Brown said, "Goodbye always makes my throat hurt." So while today's goodbyes may make us hurt a little, and while we can't continue to be together in these great schools with these great students and these outstanding staffs, for now, we can certainly be glad that the Seoul schools were a part of our lives.
Paulo Coelho said, "If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello." I believe this is an appropriate thing for us to consider as we move forward. While we know these schools can't stay in our lives, they can certainly stay in our hearts. And the end of these schools brings new beginnings for all of us.
A new lease on life, a new beginning. This is the beginning of anything you want. I believe the great thing we can all hold dear is knowing that goodbyes are not forever. They are not the end.
Goodbyes simply mean we'll miss you until we meet again. You know, Mr. Williams, American sportscaster Ernie Harwell summed it up very nicely. He said, "It's time to say goodbye, but I think goodbyes are sad, and I'd much rather say hello. Hello to a new adventure."
I'm sure that while we might not understand it today, that someday we'll all know and understand the reason that there is a good in goodbye. Miss Weddle, every morning on our announcements, our students close out by saying, "And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And I'd like to have all the students say that with us as a wish for the future as we're all departing ways and may not see each other for a while. Students and staff, can you do that with me? I'm going to say, and in case we don't see you, and I want you to say good afternoon, good evening, and good night. So let's do this together. And in case we don't see you, let's do that one more time. And in case we don't see you, wow, that really is my wish for each of you. As we close this ceremony down, we want to leave you with some guiding principles from your principals. And yes, they are spelled differently. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway.
If you are kind, people may accuse you of being selfish or have ulterior motives. Be kind anyway.
If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway.
If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway.
What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway.
If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway.
The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway.
Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. So I want to give everyone an old Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rains fall upon your fields until we meet again.
As we get down to the end here, let's try that cheer one more time. And in case we don't see you, Seoul American High School, Seoul American Middle High School, you have changed me forever. You've changed me for the better, and I will never forget you.
And in the words of Dr. Seuss, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Hey, Mr. Williams, didn't you coin a phrase for your team when you got here in 2015?
Yeah, I did. It was something about staying classy.
Well, at SAES, we always say that we're a family. So I leave this as my thoughts for SAES and Yongsan to completely agree with Richard Bach. The bond that links your family is not one of blood, but of respect and joy in each other's life. Thank you for being a part of my family.
And for my Seoul American Middle High School family, all of the alumni, students, and staff, my final wish for you is that you forever and always stay classy, Falcons. Thank you.
All right. At this time, Ms. Tiffany Weddle, principal of Seoul American Elementary School, Dr. Wanda Bradley, current principal of Osan Elementary School and former principal of Seoul American Middle School, and Mr. Willie Williams, principal of Seoul American Middle High School, will convene at the bell for a symbolic gesture of closure.
Each principal will ring the bell one time to symbolize the final closure of each of the schools that comprise the Seoul School Complex.
Please stand for the retiring of the colors.
Thank you for joining us for this ceremony, celebrating our schools and school heritage and legacy today. We wish you all safe travels as you depart and until we meet again. All students, please remain seated until our guests have departed and your teachers give you instructions on what to do next.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth,